Thank you. Now I get it. So this person has mentor A, and then mentor A
Yeah.
feels that he has arrived and all of that. And then there's a B person who, as a mentee, I want to relate with person B, but person B does not have a good relationship with person A, right? So
Yeah.
in such a situation, what I will advise is
Yes,
that
ma, can I also just add to that question? I think mentor A is also maybe the supervisor of the students. So
yes,
it's yeah,
okay,
yes, okay. Yes. Maybe a supervisor like relationship.
yes. So because mentor A is also your supervisor, you're looking at, you don't want to offend him by relating with person B.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's a way we manage such dynamics because of how things operate in Nigeria with respect to this. Our supervisors are our gods, so we have to worship the gods and ensure that's it. Yeah. So in such a scenario, I will not say, "Oh, ignore mentor A and continue your life with mentor B." No, 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 no. I'd rather advise the person to look out for a person C that is neutral. Look for a person C that is neutral, that you can relate to, so that your supervisor will not look at you by saying, "Oh, you are relating with my enemy," in inverted comma. So if you are going with person B and you know that A and B, they're cat and dog, they don't relate together at all, I will advise you that you don't go, you don't do that. Do not enforce a relationship with person B, because that will damage your relationship with your supervisor and your mentor A, which is the person, mentor A. Person A is important to your life, to your career. He can make you or mar you. So in such a situation, I don't want you to be caught up in the crossfire of the of transfer of aggression from person A to you, because you are now relating with person B. So in such a situation, you need a neutral person. You need a person C as your mentor. I hope I've answered your question. That is the advice I will give
Yes. Yes.
when it comes to me with such a question.
Okay. 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 So let me take this other one. Um, okay. I was tempted to ask a follow-up question to that, but I think you've actually already done. So a neutral person will be fine. The only let me follow my temptation. The only thing would be that when you are dealing with scenarios where you don't have so many experts in your field, it sort of puts you in a tight corner. You have professors, but not everybody is, you know. So when you have maybe a field that not everybody is familiar with, and maybe your prof even already knows that, like you said, he's the principality in that field, finding a neutral person C, except maybe the person will have to maybe do some kind of virtual arrangement, maybe abroad or something. Except I don't know. So I don't know if you still have maybe one more thing to chip in. So what I mean is, what if you're now working in a field that is not, you don't have so many profs who can speak to that area that are close by to you, not
You can always go global and look out for people out there. Yeah. Beyond the four walls of your university, you can always look around for other people that can support you in the field. Yeah. Either within Nigeria or outside Nigeria. You can go on LinkedIn and all of that.
yeah,
And you just need to be careful. Not all mentors, no, let me use not all supervisors want you to say, "I actually spoke with somebody. This is what the person said." But
yes,
I appreciate when my students actually talk to someone else about their project. I don't want to be the alpha and the omega of your project. I'm not the one on the driving seat. The students are the ones on the driving seat. Research work has to do with growing some level of confidence, growing some level of independence. So you need to know the kind of person that your supervisor is. If he's the type that will want you to chip in and say, "I can just spoke with so person," and all of that. If it's the kind of person you yourself you will know. I mean, when you relate with the person, you know the kind of person that he or she is, and then you know what to do. But the world is a global village. Feel free. Anywhere you want to, you can get help. Go for it. Yeah. Contact people and let them support you in your research work and also in your career as well.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Ma. So the next question I will just go straight to. It says, what are some of the great approaches to securing a postdoctoral position? You mentioned something about mentorship, and then you talked about how it helps you build a network. You have people everywhere, and so if you have a mentee who needs something, from another place. So, can you just help for someone looking for a postdoctoral position? What would be your counsel?
Yeah. So for postdoc fellowship there are so many, depending on the country. Let me start from there. Depending on the country where you want to apply when you want to do the postdoc. For South Africa, the experience is that there are two pathways. There are some faculty staff members that have funding. They will not even put out advert or anything, but you just contact them randomly. You send your CV to them and write or say, and then you have to ensure that your research aligns with what they do. Then you can write and say, oh, I'm applying, I want to be a postdoc. Do you have opportunity for postdoctoral fellowship and all of that? That you can do one-on-one. So just shoot email and all of that to South Africa. More recently, in the last 5 to 7 years, many universities in South Africa now advertise. So you need to look out for those advertisements and then respond to them prior to their deadlines. So beyond South Africa, my experience with UK and US is that all postdoc opportunities must be advertised in UK and US.
Yeah.
So therefore, there's no need for anyone to sit down and be shooting emails to a professor in US, to a professor in UK, sending CV and say, I want to be your postdoc. Can you take me? It's a waste of time. You must look out for advertised positions and check out where there are so many websites where I think for UK is www.jobs.ac.uk. That's where the UK advertise the postdoc fellowships. In the US, there are so many websites. If you just Google and say postdoctoral fellowships, you will get many websites. And then secondly, every university that has postdoc fellowship opportunities, they advertise them on the university portal for people to know that we have this opportunity. The same thing applies to PhD as well. So sponsored PhDs for scholarship and bursary opportunities for PhD. In the UK and the US, there's no need for anyone to sit down and be shooting email to any professor to say, I want to do PhD, do you have scholarship? If I have scholarship, I have advertised. Do you understand? So
yes,
on a daily basis, I receive 5 to 10 emails, either for PhD or for postdoc. Do you have scholarship? I want to do PhD. A few of them, I try to respond to maybe 20 to 30% of those emails. But majority of them, I don't even have the time to respond to them. So it's good to know. So the ones I'm responding to, I'm telling them, there's no need for you to be sending your CV and say, do you have postdoc opportunity? Do you have PhD opportunity? It's not necessary, because I cannot unilaterally choose a PhD student to supervise and give my scholarship to. It must be thrown open to the whole world. It's a competitive bidding. Unlike South Africa, when I was in South Africa and I had my personal funding research money in my research account, I took in so many students from Nigeria and I gave them my own research account sponsorship. You understand what I'm saying? So you can still shoot such CVs and emails and all that to South African system. But anyone sitting down, shooting emails from Africa or from anywhere in the world, to professors in UK, US, Canada. Such people are wasting their time. How I wish I can say what I'm saying to thousands of people out there to stop wasting time on the internet and be shooting emails.
Wow. Okay.
In my 1 year here, I've received hundreds. Yesterday, a lot. Today, I'm still going to receive a lot. Because people don't know. What you don't know, you don't know. There's no need. What you need to target are advertised positions. And in fact, even when I have a funding, and then I submit my advert for PhD scholarship and postdoc scholarship, when I submit them to the university, and then the university advertises, I that own the grant, I don't even have the overall say on the person I choose. A committee panel will be set up. At Northumbria University, it's a committee of 5 that will sit down to look at the various applications and everything. Shortlist, do interview, do all of that. So any individual send an email to me and say, give me scholarship, masters, give me scholarship, postdoc. It's useless. I hope you're getting what I'm trying to say.
Yes, ma.
Yes, ma. Yes, ma. It's very, what you're saying is sounding very foreign, because the average person wants to, just be reaching out to one prof in the US, one prof in the UK. I'm surprised to hear what you're saying.
It's a completely
Thank you
useless,
so much, ma.
It's a time wasting thing that many people do.
Venture. Wow.
It's a time wasting venture.
Okay, Mark, please, just as a follow-up to that question, can I just say that what I've heard of people calling professors, just ask them, or maybe having a conversation with them to say, okay, if maybe when there are advertised opportunities, maybe to us.
Yes.
So maybe I would say you build a relationship with the professors. You can just build relationship with professors and not necessarily ask them for funding. Let me be your student, but when you build relationship with them, when they have advertised position, they can then reach out to
let you know. Exactly. If you build a relationship, and then that professor then has an opportunity for a sponsored PhD, master's, or postdoc, that professor will tell you, apply. I hope you understand.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes.
That's how it works. I see. Is that
yes. Dr. Dotun wants to ask a trailer load of questions, actually. I was going to say that he was supposed to take questions last week, and we're still coming for you. All of us that were around last week, we have questions. Please, our speaker from last week was around, but let's, just take all the questions for Prof so she can leave. So, Dr. Dotun, don't worry, our own trailer load of questions is coming for you.
No, it's not even that one. It's just to contribute to what Prof just said now.
Okay, so go ahead.
So, Prof, thank you so much, ma. Just to emphasize on that, is there a way you can help us break this myth that people have, especially from Nigeria, from Africa, that professors or doctors in the UK, US have this soft spot for you in case they just take your name and they say, okay, you can apply for this kind of PhD opportunity or this kind of postdoc opportunity. You are sure that you will get it because they directly send the link to you to apply. I think that's one of the myths that we have in Nigeria. Okay, I can shoot my email. If I build a relationship with the prof, he can say, yes, this guy must have it, with the panel. I think it's one of the myths we need to break.
It's a panel of 5 at Northumbria University. My scholarship for PhD went to a Kenyan guy who had a first-class mechanical engineering, and he had the highest CGPA. Everything were all ranked. And then 5 of them were shortlisted from a pool of like 80 people that applied to my PhD sponsored scholarship at the UK. And then we shortlisted 5. Out of the 5, 3 of them had first class, and then 2 had 2-1. And then out of the 5, the panel ranked, excluding me, the owner of the scholarship.
Wow.
The remaining 4 of them ranked, excluding Esther.
Interesting.
That tells you how much I did not even have any influence in what was going on. I didn't. Everything was round, transparent, objective, and everything. And then, like, Esther, this is the best candidate. Go for it. And they emailed the postgraduate school and the dean and everyone. And yeah, that's the student. And he arrived at Northumbria University. He has actually just submitted his thesis. Even with my movement, I was allowed to continue to supervise him to finish his PhD work. He just submitted his thesis now, graduating in December 2020. No, so he's graduating in July 2026. Yeah. So
Wow. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so let's take some of.
you have
Sorry,
to
I
be
didn't get that.
you have to be competitive. Yes. First class put you closer to the door of being interviewed. Yeah. I know it's not easy. It was a lot of work.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, let's quickly take some of Doc's questions. This one that Doc is asking questions. Okay, so question number one, like I said, he has a trailer load. First one, he says, in the world of AI, how do you balance real life mentoring with students who are now mentored by AI?
AI should be used to complement what a human being will do, because AI hallucinates. AI pull information all around the internet and tells you A, B, C, D. So you still have to apply your mind. So I tell my students that they have to ensure that they are responsible with the use of AI. So that is my own take on the matter. So it's important that we let people know that they have to be responsible with the use of AI, and that AI cannot teach you everything that a mentor will teach you. You can ask AI many questions, but you still need a human being as a mentor. So please, I will encourage every one of you to have a mentor.
Okay, how do you break the first inertia of approaching someone to mentor, especially when you reach, but you know you will gain a lot from the person? Sorry, was that clear?
No, can you come again, please?
Okay, how do you break the first inertia of approaching someone to mentor you, especially when you perceive the person is hard to reach or far beyond your reach, but you know you will gain a lot from the person?
Yeah. So in such instances, you can reach out through LinkedIn, and then hopefully, for me, I must confess that I am overstretched. I am overstretched in the sense that so many people reach out to me, can you please be my mentor? And in the last 2 years, my answer has been no, I cannot. Because currently, my Saturday, my Sunday are all gone in talking to people. Apart from the students that I have supervised, Masters 44, PhD 45. So all of these 89 students that have graduated are all looking up to me as a mentor. Okay. Then so many other collaborators from all over the world. Then the structured mentorship that I'm also into. So I have stretched and overstretched myself. Why am I saying all of this? If you reach out to somebody and the person says, oh, I'm sorry, I cannot be your mentor because I'm already overstretched, look out for another person. Continue to search until you get someone who will agree to be your mentor. So if anyone has reached out to me in the last 2 years, my answer has been no, to be a mentor. But what I offer, sometimes I will say, okay, contact me in June during summer break. I can have 1 hour session with you. Let's talk through your issues for an hour, once and for all. So I have that I think 6 to 10 now that are waiting for summer this year. Yeah. She said summer break. Yes. I'm waiting for my time to talk to Esther. Summer break, June or in July. So that I do once in a while to say, okay, I cannot be your mentor for regular sessions and all of that, but I can do once-off opportunity with you, an hour. I've also had people tell me, why don't you guys start a business? Coaching business. I many people want to talk to you. Charge $100 per hour. I'm like, if I want to charge $100 per hour, nobody will want to talk to me. Let's start with that. So all of this is pro bono. So I have 24 hours in a day, and I also have to plan my life. I have to plan myself as well. My husband needs me. My 2 adult children also needs me. So it is really, let me put it this way by saying, there are very few people that actually want to mentor. Let me put it that way. Very, very few people are out there that are willing to give of themselves. So it's very important that you have that understanding. It's not a matter of being proud or being arrogant. I just know that I have 24 hours in a day. And already I have been stretching and overstretching myself in talking to people. So I hope you understand. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. We do.
Don't be tired of asking. Don't be tired of asking people until you land one. Okay.
Okay. So the next question, I'm just trying to speed up because of the time. It says, how do we really, in more details, handle fear and imposter syndrome, especially as a researcher? How do we handle fear and the imposter syndrome?
That was a 2 hour talk.
Oh my goodness.
It's a 2 hour talk for a day. Yeah, overcoming imposter syndrome. Yeah, I have been there before. I overcame mine at Port Elizabeth. When I started my PhD, I had imposter syndrome because I knew nothing in fission steel welding. My research field, zero. I had a fear. Will I ever graduate? So, yeah, I'll be happy to talk. Sometimes much later, maybe summer break, not now.
I think we are going to reach out to you for summer break. Yeah.
Exactly. You will come out there and do a session for us at Ruach Institute during your summer.
Imposter syndrome. Overcoming imposter syndrome. Yeah. Steps that you have to take. And then I'll share my own personal experience and what steps I took. I realized it, and then I sat back and did some things that helped me to overcome my imposter syndrome. And that, my story, has helped so many other people to overcome their own imposter syndrome as well. So, yeah, let's get together again and talk. It's fine. You want more and more and more. I'm going to charge your organization because I charge $1,000 for an hour talk. This is free of charge now. Coming from Professor Ajayi, that's fine.
Yeah. Thank you. Summer break. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot. It takes time.
Just at this point,
and many things we have to do to overcome imposter syndrome. Yeah. And it's, like I said, it's a big issue in our hands that we really have to talk about. Not many people want to talk about it, but it is happening. That fear of being incapable of doing something. Oh my God. Yeah. It's an uphill task, but once you overcome it, you start flying. You start flying. The moment you see yourself as not Esther from Kaba Village, Esther that wants to be global. Yeah. It's a thing of the mind. Okay.
Wow. Awesome. It's a thinking. I love that. Okay, so I want to just pause a bit. There's two last questions from Doc, but I want to give room to anybody connected. Yeah, thank you so much for those reactions. Let's keep those reactions coming. If you are learning something, so I want to just give some room to anybody on the call. If you've heard something, you're thinking of something, and then you're wondering, can I ask? Can I not ask? You can unmute. You can type in the chat box. We still have some time. You can take your question. Even if your question is directed at maybe what we learned last week, you can still feel free to drop. We have capable people here who can answer your questions. So I'm expecting, new questions in the chat box, or if you want to unmute, you can just raise your hand and I'll call you. So let me just go on to the fourth question.
Okay, he said, I think I also have a question. So maybe this will be my time before we release Prof. I think I just have one question amongst other questions that I would like to ask.
Okay, so we take that before this one. Okay, all right, go on.
Ma, please, what is your work, family, life balance schedule? because you do a lot. So how do you still get, because doing research needs a bit of concentration, diligence, discipline. So how do you balance all of that? And
is a lot. It's a lot. And it has to do with being able to know how to set priorities. Being able to know how to set your priorities. And also, it's also important to know how to set timelines, how to work with strict timelines, deadlines. Being a good time manager is very, very important. So there's many things. I cannot say, oh, I spent 50% on work, this percent on family, this one. No. At a particular point in time, when family needs me, I shut down work, shut down everything else, and I give 100% to my family. There are also times wherein work demands needs me 100%. I will soak myself into it and get it done. So I remember growing up back in South Africa with my 2 young children. I always ensure that I help them through their homework by fire, by force. I must create that time to help them through their homework, because I know that I cannot be successful and have children that are not successful. Our son studied mechanical engineering from the University of Leicester and is working today, 26-year-old. Our daughter, she studied accounting from the University of Portsmouth, and she's also working in Denver. Both of them are on their own today. It is today they come back to say, thank you, mommy. That time, when we say come and do homework, they'll say, this trouble is too much. You are too strict. But now, a few years down the line, it is now they're working their way back to appreciate and really thank us, the parents, for the upbringing, setting the boundaries, being strict, ensuring we provide all the support and all of that. So it is very, very important. Please do not abandon your family for work. You also cannot say, because of family, you cannot do your work. We have to ensure that we juggle the ball. The balls must be well juggled to live above board. Was it easy? No. I mentioned to you that I don't watch TV. Do you know how long it takes to watch movies? Do you know how long that takes? I can't remember the last movie I watched in my life. When I sit down to watch with my children, they say, Mommy will so sleep off now. She doesn't watch movie. They will be laughing at me, even with popcorn and everything. Within 5 minutes, I'll doze off. But give me computer and give me paper to do some work. I can work till 2 a.m. They will be laughing and say, Mommy. That is it. So it's good that we strike a balance. I have to continue to be a good wife to my husband. I have to continue to be a good mother to my children. I also have to be a good sister to my sibling, and then a good sister-in-law to all my husband's family. So I'm into many parts, and I have to ensure that I remain that person, that Esther, that people can still say, okay, she is a human being, not a robot. So I have that. I have my empathy. I have my human face. I relate with people to ensure that relationships continue to glow and blossom, which is very, very important. We have to ensure we balance things very, very appropriately. Most important. Okay.
Thank you, Ma.
All right. Okay, Ma. So I'll skip the last question. Dr. Dotu, you forgive me because you're already a mentor. Allow us, that mentees, to learn. So the last question from one of us, he said, is it possible to be in different things apart from academia? So I'm asking this because it's close to the last question Dr. Sonny asked. He said, for instance, can you be in research and be in clinical practice at the same time?
Sure. As long as you know that you can juggle things, it's very good actually to stretch yourself beyond being just in one thing. So for those of you in healthcare, and it's very important, very good if you're able to to pursue your career, being a faculty, and also being relevant with your skills in the hospitals, as the case may be. That is very important. For me, as a mechanical engineer, I'm only this year actually just kick starting my consulting work. Only this year. It's something I've been looking forward to. I've been yearning to get into consulting. Now this year, God has opened that opportunity for me, and I'm going to go for it. Now I have such opportunities. I am leveraging on my knowledge, my expertise in mechanical engineering to go into consulting. So please do not be so narrow focused to say you only want to do one thing. Because you will see yourself adding value. And in those places, you are able to relate with people, you're able to work, you're able to contribute, you add value, and at the same time, can also be rewarding. Apart from money, money is not everything in life. There are many other things, many other rewarding experiences that you get when you're actually able to stretch yourself to be able to contribute in one way or the other. So it's very, very important that you think of doing other things as well.
Awesome. All right. Okay, so I think we'll just have to release you, even though we wish we could continue this. Thank you
I'm here
so much.
I have 10 minutes walk to class. I'm here to, I have 7 minutes.
Awesome. Okay, thank you. Awesome. So let me still ask this question. Dr. Tuns asked the question around mentees who are lazy. So I think we can ask, even as mentees, we can also learn. So maybe you can also speak a bit to how do you see a mentee that will cause you to call that mentee a lazy mentee? But then he's asking as a mentor that how do you handle lazy mentees who expect you to spoon feed them, and also mentees who grew up with experiences that made it difficult for them to open up to their mentors. How do you help such mentees? So,
Yeah.
And I believe we should still be able to learn something from that.
Yeah, very, very, very important question. So the way I've handled such is when I observe mentees that are lazy, I talk to them about it. Because one thing I realize is that some people are lazy and they don't even know they're lazy. Funny enough. So when I observe that someone is lazy, I will sit him or her down. I say, look, do you realize you're lazy? The last meeting, I said you should do A, B, C. You did only A. Where is B? Where is C? So I talk to them and all of that. Most times they change and improve for better. But I've had 1 or 2 cases where I actually cut off my communication with a perpetual lazy mentee. I cut off. I think I had 2 instances. I had two instances like that because I told one of them, I said, you're wasting my time. We have sessions, we talk, that you should try and do these and these. And then you don't do it. And then we're meeting again. And I'm asking you, did you do it? I say, I was too lazy. I was just lazy about it. And I was like, you don't need me. Biko. Yeah. So I cannot continue to be wasting my time to be talking to someone who will not take to the advice, who will not do what he or she needed to do. So I have 2 cases like that where I have cut off. But 99% of time, when I've spoken to people that I observe they are lazy, they change for better. So please, don't just give up on people very, very quickly. I don't. I will talk and encourage the person and all of that. Yeah, this is for your own good and all of that. Your success is my success. I want to clap for you. You pass them on the back, talk to them in a very like manner, politely and all of that. Encourage them, support them, give them everything and all of that. But yeah, it gets to a point where when it becomes perpetual, you don't have a choice that to just cut off and move on to other serious-minded people. So I hope I've answered your question. Yeah.
Yes, Ma. Thank you. Okay, so this one question will be from me, sort of to help us just summarize everything. There's one question here about the difference between mentor and a PhD supervisor. I think we would just, I think you said quite a number of things that can help us, So let me just do this. So the topic we are working with is the role of mentorship in STEM education. So my final question would be, what is your advice for someone in STEM research who wants to position himself or herself, his research or her research, in the global space? But currently, the person is in a local space, may not have achieved much, doesn't have much publications, papers, anything, but really wants to begin to position himself in a global space in STEM research. What's your maybe one or two final words that you can just say to such a researcher, upcoming researcher, who maybe even doesn't have a mentor yet, or has a mentor who is not really interested in any global anything, and he's just there, like everything is just normal? What would you say to such a person, Ma?
Yeah, you recall I had one or two slides that actually answered that question. So
Yes,
you can go back to the recording and have a look at those details. But what I want to say is that it's important. Number one, your first question with respect to PhD supervisor and a mentor. It's not compulsory that every PhD supervisor must become your mentor, because there are so many PhD supervisors out there who don't have what it takes to be your mentor. So stop assuming that your PhD supervisor must be your mentor. So my own students were just privileged to have me as their supervisor, and then every one of them, as soon as they join my research, oh, my mentor, my mommy, my clinic. That's okay. That's fine. But it is not everyone. So for those of you on the call, it is not mandatory that every supervisor has what it takes to offer pastoral care to the students. And for people who don't have such knowledge, for people who don't have that empathy, do not be angry with them, because we are all different from one another. So that's, by the way, your PhD supervisor is your PhD supervisor, not your automatic mentor. So if you realize that you need a mentor to support you one way or the other, go and look for a mentor that you want to be accountable to. On being on pursuing being global, being on the global stage for research, it's very important that you look at your research work that you're doing and be very, very open about it, and critically reflect, assess what is the problem I can solve with this research work that I'm doing. Very, very importantly, I want to solve a problem in this research field that I'm doing. Identify a particular problem, provide a solution to that problem. It might be an existing solution that then you want to improve on an existing solution that has been provided by someone, as the case may be. And I also want to say that going the route of filing patent has also helped some people as well in going global. When you realize that you did something so innovative from your creativity, you can also look into registering a patent from the work that you have done. And don't let your patent just sit on the shelf. It's very important to take that patent and actually look into the commercialization aspect of it, and then beyond being local, being national, take it internationally. And also, you need to make yourself visible. Make yourself visible on LinkedIn, make yourself visible on conferences. I know international airfares now are very expensive. Look out for conferences that you can make presentation online. Look out for big, massive conferences, those big ones that thousands of people attend. Put your name out there. Hey, I'm here. I exist. This is my research work and all of that. Let them criticize you. They'll get to know you. You'll be surprised and amazed how some people have actually landed PhD and postdoc opportunities from attending online conferences. When they have such opportunities and your research work align with that of the faculty, they will contact you and say, can you come and do this work for me? So those are some of the comments that I would like to give. So this is 10:51, and I now need to run to my class. Yeah, thank you so much for the
thank you, Ma.